Pak Sandiaga Uno says G20 is going to bring 50,000 foreign tourists into the country. And how is that going to affect our economy? And the local Kuta government plans on charging an entry fee for Kuta Beach in the coming months. How will that work? Stay tuned and find out. Welcome back to the latest news from Bali in Indonesia. This is September 9th, 2022, and my name is Bruce. What is the weather like today? It is 30 degrees, not that hot, but humidity is 73%, so it feels sticky, cloudy, and there is a strong wind coming in right now at 13.7 kilometers per hour. Overall, another beautiful day up north here. We have not had any rain in Singaraja. I heard there's been a little rain down in Lovina and rain over in Lombok, but still not here in the city. And so it is lovely, and I hope wherever you are, it is lovely too. Tourists are coming in, prices are going up everywhere, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. But let's take a look at the numbers. More good news in the numbers. National new cases down to 3,138. National recoveries, 3,441. National deaths all the way down to 12. Bali new cases, 54. Bali recoveries, 74. And Bali deaths, 0. Good news there. And the weekly positivity rate, because this is still the same week, so it's 9.25%. But really good news, the daily positivity rate has dropped to 7.82%. So things are looking up on the COVID front. As I've been talking about for the last, 6 months, G20 is a major event, and Pak Jokowi is counting on this going well, and Bali is being spruced up, and foreigners are coming in. And so let's get in and talk about the first story, which is 50,000 potential foreign tourists coming in for G20. So G20, one of the main stories today, and what it's going to happen with G20 for us. Well, according to Pak Sandiaga Uno, who else, G20 to bring 50,000 foreign tourists, foreign exchange may hit US $1.7 billion. Wow. So the Tourism and Creative Economy Minister said that we are on target to reach 2.5 million visitors by the end of the year. And this figure is within range of earlier predictions of 1.8 to 3.6 million. So right in the middle there. The prediction is calculated based on a movement trend of foreign tourists in the first half of 2022. From January to July 2022, there were 1.2 million tourists who came in. Okay, so we're going to double it basically. And this trend is supported by the number of people that are expected to come in because of G20. And Pak Sandiaga says there should be 40 to 50,000 foreign tourists coming in for the meetings. With the projected 2.5 million tourists, the country's foreign exchange can possibly reach anywhere between 500 million and 1.7 billion US dollars. And this is not to mention the contribution from the creative economy sector, of course. Pak Sandiaga said this predicted foreign exchange from the tourism sector has 13 subsectors. So all this feeds into the tourism sector. And the creative economy sector has 17 subsectors. Everybody's got lots of subsectors. And so he said, we measure it from the contribution to GDP, gross domestic product, which amounts to 1.3 trillion rupees. And so, as I've been saying since the start of this year, a lot is riding on G20. And so the government is going out of its way to make sure everything is great. It's kind of like planning a Thanksgiving dinner in the United States for your family. Wow, you do everything. Got a lot of stuff sprucing things up. Or here in Lebaran, everybody in this compound goes out and starts painting their house and doing repairs on the inside. You want to make everything look good when you have family and guests coming in. And sure enough, that is what's happening to Bali. And I've been talking about that before. And here is another story on how things are being spruced up here in order to prepare for all of those special foreigners that are going to be arriving here for G20. And so G20 is the big thing, right? And everybody, like I said, is sprucing up. And here is another story ahead of the G20 summit. Beautification and road repair are speeding up. Landscaping and road repairs, including beautification along the road that will be passed by the delegation, because as they drive their cars through, you want them to have something nice to look at, are being accelerated. It is targeted that the arrangement will be completed by mid-October or a month before activity begins. Overall progress in the beautification is now approximately 83%, but varies from place to place. So there's road repairs at Simpang Pesanggaran in Jimbaran, and that's including landscaping. That's 75% done. The work includes overlay paving along 42 kilometers, a pedestrian walk in form of replacing the pavements on the sidewalk. And according to Pak Yasmara, he said, we will have finished working on the asphalt and sidewalks by the end of September. As for the arrangement work at the Tugu Ngurah Rai intersection, the progress is 98%. And they're just waiting on lighting over there. And similarly for the Dewa Ruchi Simpang, same thing, lighting over there. So these two works are targeted to be completed by the end of September. For the GWK area regarding the asphalt of the parking area and the widening of the Eastern Ring Road, that's targeted to be completed on October 15th. The widening of Jalan Chorompong on South Nusa Dua is still in the process of paving. According to Pak Yasmar, the asphalting can't be done yet because there is a problem coordination with utility owner, because at the location there's fiber optic utilities that are owned by internet providers and they haven't been moved yet. And so regarding this problem, he admitted that there is more intense coordination with the utility owners that's needed. For cables that are above ground, he said they are all going to be gone down below. And if it's by PLN, everything PLN is done already. It's just the fiber optic cables that need to be accelerated. And they are widening the road over there and making a pedestrian walkway. Love pedestrian walkways because, you know, I'm a walker. And all this is targeted for completion in October 15th, more or less. And so gasoline goes up and prices go up and changes are being made all over the island, and there are being changes in the fees, the tariffs that people are paying. And there have been stories about this. Some I've talked about, some I haven't talked about. I'm going to talk about this one because, well, this is interesting because this is going to have some impact just in terms of people whinging about this. Traditional Village designs tariffs for entrance to Kuta Beach. Yes, the plan is that you're going to have to pay to get into Kuta Beach. Wow, have we come a long way in 33 years. The discourse on the use of admission tickets for tourists on Kuta Beach is getting stronger. This is in line with the completion of the arrangement of the coastal area in December. So all of that construction that they're doing now, changing everything down there, is scheduled to be done in December. And so when it's done, there's a plan to charge admission or charge an entrance fee to get into the beach. The Kuta Traditional Village, as the manager, is starting to take into account the imposition of tariffs running from 5,000 to 15,000 per person. The Bendesa Adat, Iwayan Wasista, and I've talked about him before, said after the arrangement of Kuta Beach, after all the construction stuff is finished, his party plans to apply an entrance fee, and that's been communicated with a number of agencies, including the Tourism Office, Bali PUBR Service, and other agencies. The plan is still being studied, he said, but they've already met with the Badung Regent and related agencies to discuss this whole issue. As it exists right now, and remember there's still a few months before December and things change here often, the entrance fee for children will be 5,000, 10,000 for domestic tourists, and 15,000 for foreigners. Children age 4 and under come in for free. Where's this money going to go? 70% is going to go to Badung Regency government, and 30% will go to Kuta Village. There's going to be 6 entrances. There are going to be people at the 6 entrances to Kuta Beach and they will be collecting money. He said the existing arrangement, all the stuff that's being done, is being done to provide a sense of security and comfort for tourists. And what is that? Well, so there's going to be trading carts, jogging tracks. Payment is going to be integrated with Quick Response Code Indonesia, QRIS. And traders who sell on Kuta Beach will later occupy the trade carts that have been provided. Traders who occupy the place of sale start from traders of drinks, food, clothes, and souvenirs. And additionally, there's plans to have a counter for massage so that you can book a massage. He said all this system is for tourists who come to shop, and it's for traders who offer to tourists. Therefore, after the arrangement, everything has changed for convenience for both the tourists and the traders, and this is supposed to cut down or eliminate the pesky sellers and massage people who follow you around and can get a little aggro if you don't buy things. And so this is supposed to solve all that. I don't know. I haven't been on Kuta Beach in a long time. What do you think? 15,000 rupees is what? It's $1.50 Australian, a little more than $1 US. Will that bother you to pay to get onto the beach? And some more increases. Sanur, Nusa, Penida ferry fares rise. So there's going to be an increase in the ferries going to Nusa Penida from Sanur, and this is due to the increase in the fuel oil. The increase in crossing ticket fares reached around 33%, and it started on Wednesday. The chairman of the Sanur Fast Boat Association, Made Ariana, said that the increase for domestic passengers is 25,000. So it goes from 75,000 to 100,000. And for foreigners, it goes from 150,000 to 200,000. So an increase of 50,000. So you want to take a fast boat to get over to Nusa Penida, it is going to cost you more money. And this fare is for one way. So if you're going there, it's going to cost you 400,000 for the transportation. Okay, about $40. The agreement and determination of ticket prices was carried out on Monday, September 5th, and it was at a meeting with 34 boat operators, 10 from Sanur Nusa Lembongan and 10 from Sanur Nusa Penida. The 34 association members agreed with the price after going through various considerations, including operational costs. Pak Ariana said that there was already plans to increase the price. They were just waiting to see what was going to happen with the fuel, and now that the fuel is already a go, they've already agreed on the increase as well. Ariana said that the socialization of the tariffs has been going on, and they did it through boat operators at their respective ticket counters and through the media. And on the first day of the increase in ticket prices, crossings were still normal. He said the public is understanding why the cost is going up. The number of passengers on the Marudi Express was around 200 on Wednesday. And Pak Ariana said that's a normal day, 200 to 50 on the weekends, normally 300 to 350. You're coming to Bali and you're going to be down in the south in the tourist areas. You got to count on a little more money for things. I haven't heard about prices in restaurants going up yet, but with the increase in chicken and eggs and chilies and everything else, you can expect prices in restaurants to rise as well. In the last video, I was talking about the price increase and that it seemed to be supported by academics and politicians alike. Well, some politicians, not all politicians. Now, this is an interesting one. The headline for this story is a little different than what it actually says. The headline, Democrat Party orders cadres to join protest against fuel price hike. It says orders, but if you read through it, it's actually they allow them, not telling them to do it. They're telling them it's okay if they want to protest it. The Democrat Party allowed its members at the House of Representatives up to the Regional Legislative Council, DPRD, to participate in the demonstrations against the fuel price hike. This is according to the party's deputy for the election campaign. He said instructions have been given since August that people are free in the party to join the protest. And this includes 514 Regency City branch leadership councils. So they're saying all of you can get involved in this. Now, who's the Democratic Party? Right? That was the party of the last president, SBA. However, Pak Kamhar said that the members should not be too dramatic. Cadres do not need to cry when presenting their arguments against the fuel price hike, as what the PDIP elites had done in response to the fuel price hike during the SBY administration era. So he's saying, okay, don't be as bad as they were. They were whining, they were crying, they were making a big fuss. You go out and you can demonstrate, but be cool about it. He also said all party members are encouraged to invite all parties to take peaceful action to reject the increase, whether it's from the Indonesian military, the police, or the state apparatus. He said the party rejects the government's reasons for raising the fuel price hike, which is aimed at easing the burden on the budget. And he said that instead, Pak Jokowi should find other ways to take care of this budget issue, such as reviewing the new capital city or the IKN Nusantara development project. Wow, okay, and you know that the new capital, of course, is a big pet signature project for the president. You think he's going to put that aside for the budget? Don't think so, because this is going to be one of his legacies. Pak Kamhar concluded raising fuel prices to reduce the burden on the state budget is the most instant and easiest step. But at the same time, it also shows that the government is not creative and has no heart. Here is one party that is not going along with this. And what have we seen so far? Well, I was talking about how the administration, the national administration, has plans to pass out money to people to ease the burden and to increase prices in certain sectors like transportation. News is filled with this today. The Balinese news is filled with this, going through each regency, getting money and getting ready to disperse it, or already in the process of dispersing it. And so we're going to look at just one story. Bangli receives 11,128 BLT BBM. Okay, and BLT is, remember from the last video, the direct cash assistance. And BBM is the oil fuel. So direct cash assistance for oil fuel in Bangli Regency has been dispersed. This is being done through the post office. Bangli Head of Social Affairs, Women's Empowerment and Child Protection, Ida Ayu Gede Yudi Sutha, claimed to have met with the post office to ask the number of BLT BBM recipients and was told that it is 11,128 families. The disbursement of the payments started yesterday, the 8th. What are they going to get? They're going to get the 600,000 rupees that I mentioned the other day, and they will be given that over 4 months. So each payment is 150,000 rupees, approximately 15 Australian dollars. The disbursement is done every 2 months. September and October are distributed in September. The second stage, November and December, will be paid in December. So they're going to get some money now in September, and then they're going to get some money in December. This is going to go to the poorest families. Dayu explained that the disbursement of the BLT is combined with disbursement of non-cash food assistance, BPNT, in the form of 200,000 in cash. September, the community received 500,000, 300,000 from the BLT and 200,000 from the BPNT. However, in December, they will only receive 300,000, the 150,000 times 2. And then that is it, at least as far as plans go now. And so, as I said, many articles in the press about what Bulang is getting and Denpasar is getting and Klungkung is getting and Karangasem is getting. So the money is being distributed, and that's a good thing. And Governor Koster and booze. You know, Governor, if you go way back, way back now, when the pandemic first was admitted that it was here in Bali, and the governor said, drink some Arak like I do, and that will take care of things. You know, he's been big on Arak during his administration, and he continues to be. And, well, good enough. I haven't had any of this new Arak that's come out. It's been a while since I've had Arak. Governor Koster, Bali Arak Facilitation purchased by Marriott Group and the Apurva Kempinski. So the governor of Bali signed a memorandum of understanding with the director of PT Dewan Arak Bali, Inyoman Julie Arsana, the other day, Wednesday, just a couple of days ago. And there were a lot of big shots there, full, a lot of big shots like to get involved in these kind of things. The area vice president for Marriott Indonesia was there, along with the general manager of the Apurva Kempinski, Bali, and they signed this memorandum of understanding agreeing to buy or provide drinks containing ethyl alcohol using raw materials for Balinese fermented or distilled beverages marketed by PT Dewan Arak Bali. And these will be served at their facilities. In the memorandum of understanding, it's also stated that PT Dewan Arak Bali has agreed to market or supply drinks containing ethyl alcohol using raw materials for fermented and or distilled Balinese drinks produced under good governance in accordance with Bali Governor Regulation number 1 of 2020 concerning governance of fermented drinks and or typical Balinese distillation. Wow, another mouthful. Pak Koster said that this was a real step forward by the management of the Marriott Group and the Hotel Kempinski Hotel in terms of supporting Bali and traditional Balinese products, because local Balinese traditional wine in particular experienced a very rapid development, both in terms of quality, taste, and packaging, which are getting better and better. All of these wine products, but it's not just booze. Rice, eggs, salt, fish, meat, oranges, mangosteen, salak, and Balinese vegetables are also bought so that tourists can get fully into the Balinese atmosphere. Besides, all farmers, fishermen, business people, producers, distributors in Bali can smile too, grow together, be strong together, and benefit together, according to the governor's vision for Bali. The governor concluded his remarks by emphasizing his duty as the governor of Bali in bringing an ecosystem of quality Balinese tourism and prosperity to make the community happy. Hopefully, he said, today's signing will be carried out consistently, and of course, I hope other tourism actors will follow suit. The head of Bank Indonesia, Bali, was there too, and he said that this cooperation with the Marriott Group Hotel and the Kempinski Hotel had undergone a good procedure, and after testing, it turned out that Balinese wine products have met the requirements to be presented at international standard hotels. He said, I hope that other local Balinese products that are available can also come as expected by the governor, because this is not an easy year. World conditions are turbulent, and we have to collaborate in order to rise. And that is it for today. Thanks for viewing. Stay safe. Be kind to someone today. And I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday.